This is LA's first.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome to the Dr. Erin Show. We're all about manifestation, transformation, and breakthroughs. It's time to claim your birthright of prosperity, vitality, and love. So grab your tea or coffee because together we're awakening the world. May you live your truth. Are you ready to break through all of your money beliefs? Are you ready to reprogram your subconscious mind around money and truly live a life of prosperity, abundance? Yes, yes, yes. If you are, this podcast is for you. This is Dr. Erin, and we come together to know the truth, live on spiritual principle, and align with universal law. We truly believe that your birthright is to live a life of true abundance, to truly expressing the depths of your soul in form. And we recognize when somebody awakens, they definitely have prosperity and abundance and love to bring to this universe because they are this universe. So let's do this thing. We are on a series of money breakthrough. Today, we're going to talk about the 3 ways of reprogramming your subconscious mind so that you can truly claim your birthright of prosperity, abundance, money, monetization, and all of the above. So let's do this thing. So in the first podcast of the Money Breakthrough series, we just went over the metaphysics of money. I told a little bit of my personal story around money. And I think it's important for you guys to kind of look back at your life. What is your money story? What has been your story around, or what are your beliefs around money? And then secondly, the homework was to make a list of everything you could ever desire in this lifetime. Imagine that you actually won the lottery. What would you do? How would you spend your time? Who would you spend your time with? And recognizing that now is like a list of what you go into mental treatment for, spiritual mind treatment, prayer, what you go into meditation for, to say, who do I need to become to really be the true mental equivalent of this? Recognizing it's not some list of a bunch of material things based upon what you thought you should have, what the world told you, but from a true deep, calling, from a true deep, authentic place within your soul, and recognizing that we all watched The Secret, and the issue with The Secret was a few things. One, obviously the documentary was amazing, and it went around the globe, and it really helped people begin to open up to understanding universal law, but it was a little bit misconstructed. It was all about like, let me see if I can, sit here and attract a red, Corvette coming into my driveway, having a check to show up in my mailbox. And that's fine and dandy. And those things can happen with manifestation, but that's not truly what we teach. We teach actually that it's about clearing out the soul and getting authentic to your true purpose and calling this lifetime so that you can align to that, so that you can attract and become the embodiment of really being a stand for something in this life, to really be the creative, unique, divine expression, unique to you, because there's only one of you in this entire universe. And material wealth is great, and we absolutely celebrate that as well. But when it comes from an authentic place that we really align to, that really aligns with our true deep desire, not trying to keep up with the Jones, not trying to keep up with an influencer online, but truly coming from a place of authenticity and bringing your love and your expression to this lifetime. So 3 ways of reprogramming your subconscious mind around money. Because if you want to have a breakthrough around money, has to happen at a subconscious level, right? We understand and recognize that, 97% of everything we're doing is happening out of the subconscious mind, that it is like puppet strings playing out in our life. And so if we take a look at the story around money, we can begin to understand what our beliefs are. Are you somebody that believes that money is the root of all evil? Are you somebody that doesn't believe you're enough, that you really aren't worthy of having abundance in your life? So for me, as I told my story in the first podcast of the series, I recognize now my story around money is really about being the expression of the depths of my soul. I went from being somebody who had no money, waiting tables in my, teens and 20s, being somebody who saved $1 million and still felt like scarcity. I remember a day when I actually began to feel totally prosperous. And it was funny because I actually paid for, an expensive meal for some friends and stuff. And And I felt like this little resistant, like I wanted to do it, but I also was like, ooh, it's a lot of money, I had a consideration, as we call it, right? And I knew in that consideration that that was my indicator that I absolutely needed to pay for that meal because I could, because I had the money for it. And I loved all my friends. Why would I not want to give that money knowing that there's abundance of money? I can create as much money as I want to create. And in that, I recognized, it wasn't about getting a bloated ego of saying, oh, I paid for something. Look at me. I'm so good. I get to pay for my friends. For me, it was more a testament for myself to recognize that I give away. I give away with I give, right? I give in service. And it was like, because I get to do that. I got more out of paying for that expensive meal than any of them got. And I recognized that. I began to recognize that energy. I would give money away to, say, a homeless person on the side of the street, or I'd give, to somebody wherever. And I would recognize I would get a little bit of a high off of it because it was just that recognizing that I could give away or be in service at whatever level. And that was bringing me more joy and more love than, say, if I went out and bought myself something with that money. I recognized the more I would feel that energy, the more I recognize the true source and feeling of prosperity. Anytime I'd go shopping is fine. I don't really have a problem. I'm not a shopaholic by any means, but I would, buy something for myself and it's cool. I was, I like nice things, no problem, but I still wouldn't get that kind of spiritual spark from that. It wasn't until I began to recognize that I got to give and I got to also pay for experts, in their field, or pay for somebody that's an incredible masseuse that's worked their entire life to become somebody that's a master of their craft. And I became so honored to pay for things. I also had the shift around taxes. I used to hate doing taxes. And then I began to think about everything that I get in my taxes, right? I mean, we have luxuries, we have streets we can drive on, we have utilities, and yes, we pay for it in other ways, but I began to shift my mind and think about all the people that worked so hard for all those things. And as I shifted into that perspective, my relationship with money really changed. And so today, of course, we recognize that it's all in the mind. It's all in the subconscious mind. And so we want to go back into those beliefs. Because I know for me, I had so many beliefs around money. I wasn't worthy of it. I'm not enough. I'm not worth, you have to work hard for it. I'm not somebody that, is worthy of having an abundant life. I'm not worthy of having support. I'm not worthy of having team. I'm not worthy of having luxuries. I'm not worthy of that. I'm not worthy of being able to exchange money. All those beliefs that we have in our subconscious mind are generally from trauma of this lifetime and past lifetime. And it comes down our lineage, all of the beliefs of our parents. And so part of your homework was really taking a look at that. So the 3 ways to reprogram your subconscious mind around money. There are 3 ways. And if you're listening to this or if you're taking notes, I want you to envision 3 circles, okay? 3 circles next to each other. And in the left circle, it has a negative symbol. And in the middle circle, it has a 0. And then on the right-hand circle, it has a plus sign. And this is the metaphysics of all creation, okay? This is a symbol of universal law. On the left side, we can reprogram and reprogram our subconscious mind negatively, right? We do this through, say, for example, the subconscious mind is all programmed through frequency and vibration. And how we generally create frequency and vibration is through a positive or negative feeling, right? And you're such a powerful spiritual being. The moment you assign a positive or negative meaning to anything, you create a positive or negative feeling, right? Your thoughts, your beliefs create your thoughts create your emotions create the experience of your life. So in that high state of a negative state, say it was during a traumatic incident or something like that, you have a negative emotion, the adrenaline's pumping, you're feeling anxious, you're pissed off, you're screaming, whatever it is, that negative emotion. And then you make a decision. You decide, I'm not enough. I'll never love again. Something's wrong with me. I don't want to live, whatever that is. And that programs into your subconscious mind, generally with a command. and programs that in, right? In the second circle, in the middle circle, the second way of programming the subconscious mind is through the zero factor, the God factor, if you will, we call it. And it is into neutrality. Zero is in neutrality, the God factor, being able to just be one with all of life. Merging, this is the yoga mind. This is the place where we program our mind by the merging. We either download the entire, truths of the universe, all intelligence, infinite intelligence, right? That is that way that we program in the consciousness. And then on the right is the positive symbol. And the positive symbol is basically what we use is affirmative mind treatment. You can say spoken word. You can do whatever. It's a high state of an ecstatic state. We might get there in our lineage, in our ancestral times, beating the drum around a fire under the moon, right? Or we may do spoken word. We do affirmative mind treatment. Tony Robbins might call it incantations, a place where you get in a high ecstatic state. Oftentimes we're exercising or doing something like that, and we get all high and endorphins, and we're in this blissful state, and we decide our greatness. We decide truth. We expand or put a belief into the subconscious mind around programming, around something that's positive, that is expanding our consciousness. So there's 3 ways that we program our subconscious mind and 3 ways that we reprogram our subconscious mind, which is through the negative, the neutral, and the positive. So if you want to reprogram your subconscious mind around money, we first need to take all those negative programmings in our subconscious mind and get them neutral, and then create something new. So we do this through the E4 trauma method, which is basically we go back into that negative state of whatever incident happened, because there's no such thing as time in the spiritual realm. We go back into that incident as if it's happening now, which is the first E, which is experiencing it. The second E is what we stand for is evaluation, which means no evaluation. How trauma and how that negative programming around money stays on your track is through the meaning that you're putting around it, the evaluation, the backstory, the meaning, okay? So we do no evaluations. The first E is experiencing it, re-experiencing it. The second E is evaluation, no evaluation. The third E is emotion, which means that what we resist persists. We oftentimes have trauma and negative things on our track, and we don't want to re-experience it. So what we do is we go and we fully feel the emotions. And what I know is that as we experience those emotions and let them be expressed without putting meaning on them, this is the key to neutralizing that negative limited belief around your self-worth that ties into your value of who you are and your ability to have prosperity. So you want to basically be able to fully express the emotion around that traumatic incident without putting meaning on it. So try that. It's totally different. Imagine feeling emotion without putting meaning around it. The only way your trauma stays on your track is by re-energizing it with the meaning that you put around it. And so we do this over and over again. And the fourth E is enlightenment, which means we reveal the limited beliefs that we decided. What did we decide about ourselves? What did we decide about others? What did we decide about life? And then we recognize what's been playing out in our life. I'm not worth it. I'm not lovable. Something's wrong with me. And then in that fourth step as well, we declare. And we take it, that traumatic incident, from negative to neutral, and then we take it to the positive and we declare. We take with such conviction of our heart in a high state. We scream it aloud, or we state it aloud, or we dance it into our body, and we declare something new for ourselves. I am worthy. I am abundance. I am prosperity. I am all of that. And so I just know right now, right here, that it all comes down to the subconscious mind, because the subconscious mind, when we do this work and we neutralize and we reprogram the subconscious mind to decide, because all the work in your money breakthrough is the first step is to come back to the I am. And that's that neutral space in reprogramming the subconscious mind. That's coming back to the almighty, all-knowing, all-powerful spiritual being. Coming to that first. Knowing that we're not in this world. We're not of this world. We're here to express the depths of our soul in form. And we come to that I am, and then we come to that zero factor, that I am factor. And then we recognize that you are the unique divine expression. We come to the positive factor of reprogramming the subconscious mind, and we decide what we want to experience in this lifetime. What do you want to experience in this lifetime around prosperity and abundance and flow of energy and exchange and giving and receiving? What do you declare for yourself? And so your homework today is to decide what it is that you truly want to embody. Declare the new identity you have around money and abundance. Decide. And also commit to doing your inner work, your inner trauma work, whether you do it through society or whether you do it through, other practitioners that have other modalities out there. My invitation is for you to reprogram your subconscious mind when it comes around money. So that means having 3 practices. That means dealing with your trauma, dealing with all the negative things. That is dealing with that negative symbol. The 0 symbol means that you have a daily spiritual practice, that you go into that God factor through meditation, through prayer, through meditation, through merging as the yoga within. And then the 3rd way is doing spiritual mind treatment, or doing something where you get into states where you declare on a daily basis. Okay. So each day, 3 ways of reprogramming your subconscious mind is to deal with those 3 areas, to deal with whatever's negative on your track, to get into source in that 0 field, and to decide and do powerful, positive affirmations, declarations, affirmative mind treatment, spoken word, incantations, whatever it is that you decide. Okay. Visioning and things like that would be on the spectrum of both probably the 0 factor, getting into meditation, visualizing and energizing it through a positive factor. Okay. So you're always kind of going through that spectrum of those 3 different ways of reprogramming your subconscious mind. That is super important, you guys. And what I know for sure is that your birthright is prosperity. We're going through a series of money breakthrough and referring to, all the different metaphysics and new thought people. And there's so many masters that have taught abundance in our genre. Charles Fillmore said that what we need to realize above all else is that God has provided the most minute needs of our daily life, and that if we lack anything, it is because we have not used our mind in making the right contact with the supermind and the cosmic ray that automatically flows from it. Right? Charles Fillmore was one of the Unity, created the Unity along with his wife. And so we don't talk about God as a man in the sky. We talk of God as the essence within, that is who we are collectively, right? Emerson said, man was born to be rich, or grows rich by the use of his faculties, by the union of thought and nature. Yes, 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 you were born to be rich. The truth is that you were born to be rich, and anywhere that you are suffering, anywhere that you feel lack, anywhere that you feel scarcity, means that you have work to do to reprogram your subconscious mind. It is not the truth. You are infinite. You have infinite innovation within. That money is simply a symbol of consciousness. It's an exchange of energy, of giving and receiving. We recognize that all infinite prosperity starts within, that the moment that we hand our power out to the world, that we really disempower ourselves. So it's about taking inventory. It's about looking at your belief systems. It's about shifting and understanding that how rich can you be? How rich can you be? You were born to be rich. John Randolph Price asks, how rich can you be? As rich as you think you can be, right? As rich as you believe yourself to be, or as wealthy as your contentment level. Where are you settling? Where are you settling? You don't need to settle anymore. You don't need to sacrifice anymore. You need to rise to the occasion. You deserve to have the depths of your soul expressed in this lifetime. You deserve to have the support. You deserve to have the great mentors and coaches. You deserve to have great technology. You deserve to have great food and clothing and housing. You really, everyone deserves. This is our birthright collectively. And that doesn't mean one person gets it versus another person. The truth is that we've all been endowed with the same amount of energy on this planet. And it's how we use it that we're able to be able to really claim our prosperity of abundance. I just simply know this in my mind and heart. And so as we go through this series of podcasts, we're going to go through everything like the principles of shifting our mindset to no longer I just hit the microphone. I'm saying sorry to you and to myself. No longer hand our power over to money out in the world, to take back our power and recognize that we are the source. The source is within. We're going to go through the principles of the 10 principles to go over that, to meditate on, to think on, to shift our prosperity. We're going to go over things of understanding how to leverage through assets and compounding and all those great distinctions of money in this world. We're going to do all kinds of things in this series. I'm so incredibly excited about this series. I just recognize The Infinite Way by Joel Goldsmith. Oh my gosh, so many great masters that we're going to talk about, and just really giving rise to all the different teachers that taught in our industry. And so I just say thank you, thank you, thank you. If you're getting a lot out of the series, please share it with a friend. It's important to get truth out. Truth is the most important thing. So let's end this with a spiritual mind treatment, taking a breath into the nose, putting your right and left hand together in prayer. We put it in front of the heart. And the reason why we do this is we are connecting the right and left hemisphere, the right and left hand, and we're connecting with our higher self and our individualized self. And we're connecting our heart with our mind, all the above into this oneness, this unity, this divinity. And in this, I recognize this one source that has created all wealth of this universe, all material wealth, all experience, every last drop of life. I recognize the truth of who you are, your true identity, that I am. And I recognize any place in your subconscious that feels negative, that in this transmutation, the same things that were negative become the greatest blessings. Our greatest sufferings became our greatest blessings. I recognize in this that all prosperity is yours. It is all yours to have. May we open up our heart, open up our mind, open up the channel, and have the currency of giving and receiving. Recognize that at whatever we choose and whatever we desire to have, we have to give. If you want love, you have to give it. If you want vitality, you've got to give energy. If you want money, you've got to give value. You've got to give, because it is the essence of who you are. And when we turn on this tap of currency, like turning on a faucet of water, it flows, it flows, it flows. As we give, we receive. As we give, we receive. As we receive, we give. I simply know this truth of abundance, that is true wealth. It's not hoarding money. It is a flow of money. The truth is it's a flow of money, even if it is investments. It is flowing. It is having flow of investments, giving off money, giving back, all the exchange of flow of energy and consciousness. And so I just say, yes, 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 as together we say, and so it is. Again, if you've gotten value out of this podcast, we would love a great 5-star review. We would love for you to share it with a friend. And please know that we would love for you to get involved with Soulciety. You can find me on social media. I'm drerin.tv on social media, drerin.tv. We have tons of freebies for you guys. And of course, we would love to have you get involved with the community, okay? Have a beautiful, blessed day, and may you live your truth. Thank you for tuning in to Soulciety and Dr. Erin podcast. If you've had a calling to be a spiritual leader or coach, you can go to soulciety.com and check out our free training. If you've received value here, I would love it if you take a moment and give a 5-star review. In exchange, I have a ton of free gifts for you. Grab your free awakening book, 40 guided meditations, and digital manifesting masterclass. I also have a free money meditation and worksheet for you so you can begin to break through your scarcity mindset and claim your birthright of prosperity. You can get all of your gifts and learn about our upcoming transformational events in my bio link in both Instagram and Facebook. That's under drerin.tv, which is drein.tv. Also, I'd love to invite you into our free private community on Facebook under groups called Soulciety. That is facebook.com/groups/Soulciety. That's SOULCIETE. Have a divine day and may you live your truth.